name is Kayla, and today we are going to be doing a very simple yoga class where I introduce to you the basic moves that you'll see very often in yoga. I'll be explaining some of these moves and why we do them. Today we're going to be doing a Vinyasa class that covers a lot of the basic moves from yoga practices that you'll see quite often. This is going to be a video that you can follow along to, and I'll be explaining every move and why we do them throughout the practice. I like to start all my practices the same way, so sitting cross-legged, spine nice and straight and eyes closed. We're going to do some mental centering, just bringing ourselves into the present moment and bringing some calming energy. With every exhale, we're going to be releasing any thoughts, emotions, or expectations that we may have, and allow us to be open to learning new things today. So you can inhale and raise your arms above your head, palms come together at the top. Exhale your hands to your third eye and your hands to your heart, and we're ready to begin today's practice. So now we're going to do some gentle body warm-up. So interlacing the fingers and inhale, raising the arms above the head. And exhale, releasing them down to your sides. We're going to do that 2 more times. So interlacing the fingers, inhale, big stretch at the top here. And exhale, releasing the hands. 1 more time, interlace the fingers, inhale, big stretch here, and exhale, release. Next, we're going to walk our left hand out. Your elbow's going to touch the ground if you can. Right hand's going to come up and over, really reaching towards the side wall here. So you can straighten through that elbow, actively reaching towards the side. This is going to bring a really big stretch to the right side of your body. So trying to push down on your right seat bone, and that's just going to lengthen through your hip. Taking some deep breaths in here. And then you can inhale and come back up to center. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So walk the right hand out, elbow comes to the ground, left hand comes up and over. Same thing here, really reaching, paying attention to where you want that stretch to be. So all through the left side of the ribs, through the left hip, and even all the way through the left arm. And 1 more deep breath. And then you can inhale, coming back up to center. Now we're going to cover a very fundamental move of yoga. It's a foundational move and it's very basic. So bringing your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees underneath your hips, and sitting up nice and straight with your spine. This is a tabletop. So from here, we're going to inhale and drop our belly to the floor, looking up to the ceiling, really stretching through our stomach here. And then you can exhale and round through the spine, pushing away from the mat. That's going to round through your shoulders and give you a nice stretch in your back. Inhale, drop the belly, look up at the sky. And exhale, round through the shoulders. I'm going to do that 1 more time. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, round through the shoulders. All right, so coming to a neutral spine here, you're going to walk your hands out as far as you can, dropping your chest and your chin to the ground. This is going to bring you into a pose called puppy dog. So you're going to feel a nice stretch through the shoulders here. And make sure you're taking deep breaths all the way through our practice. And when you're ready, you can walk your hands back in. So I'm going to introduce you to another very basic yoga posture called downward dog. It's the posture that everyone's heard about. So you can tuck your toes under and inhale, lift your hips up to the ceiling. So really pushing away from the mat here. You kind of want to make an upside down V shape. So you'll feel a nice stretch through your hamstrings and the backs of your legs. And you can bend one knee and bend the other knee. from our downward dog, we're gonna come through our Vinyasa flow. You have two different options for this flow. I'm gonna go through the first one fully, and then I'll go through the second one. So your first option for your Vinyasa flow is coming forward into your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Tuck the toes, exhale, downward dog. So that's option number one. It's a little bit more of a challenging option. So if you'd like something that's a little simpler, this is the option for you. So coming forward into your plank. You can bring your knees, chest, and chin down to the mat. Inhale, coming up to your upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. So taking a big step forward with that right foot, you're going to inhale and bring your upper body and arms up, coming into your warrior one. So a nice deep bend in the front leg, balancing your weight in between both of your legs evenly. So coming from your warrior one, you can bring your hands behind and lean your chest forward. This posture is called humble warrior. Trying to keep that bend still in the front leg. Make sure you're still taking deep breaths here and not holding your breath. You can bring your hands down to the mat and come up on your back toe into a high lunge. So really stretching through your back leg here. You'll feel a nice stretch through the hip flexors on the left-hand side as well. Try to keep your spine nice and straight and take a few deep breaths. You can drop your back knee and untuck your toe. This is coming into our low lunge. So hands can either stay on the ground here or they can come up onto your hips. This is a pretty intense stretch on your hip flexors, so if you need to come up a little bit, that's fine as well. All right, so placing both hands down, tuck that back toe, and step your right foot back, coming back into your downward dog. We're gonna do that same thing on the other side now. So stepping forward, big step with your left foot, coming into your warrior one on the left side. Really reaching the arms towards the ceiling here, taking some nice deep breaths. And then hands come behind, lean the upper body forward, coming into your humble warrior. Try to keep that back leg as straight as you can. Place the hands down. Come up on that back toe and come into your high lunge. We're going to take a few breaths here before coming down onto our back knee into our low lunge. Hands come to the hips. So adjust yourself here. If this is too much for you, you can bring yourself back a little bit just to relieve some of that stress off of the hip flexors on the right side. A few breaths here. You can place the hands down and step that left foot back. We're going to come through our Vinyasa flow again. So just like we did at the beginning, you can choose option 1 or option 2. This time I'll go through option 2. So coming forward into your plank, knees, chest, and chin down to the mat. Inhale, upward dog, and exhale, downward dog. I'm going to show you how to do a balancing pose. It's called tree. So bringing your right foot either to the inside of your ankle, the inside of your shin, or all the way up above your knee. Just avoid placing it on your knee. So wherever's comfortable for you, you can try all three, find one that's suitable for you, and once you have that, keep your balance, concentrate, and inhale, raise your arms up. And we're going to try to hold for 3, 2, 1. Palms come together at the top. Exhale your hands to your heart and slowly release down. All right, so you can shake your legs out. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Once you have your balance, take a deep breath. Inhale, raise the arms up. Continue breathing throughout this whole thing. We're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Hands come together, and exhale the hands to the heart center and release down and shake it out. We're going to come now into our butterfly. So you've probably seen this posture a lot. It is a misconception though that you have to keep the pads of your feet touching. You can actually allow them to fall open, and what that's going to do is it's going to give you some more mobility in the hips, allowing your hips and your knees to fall open. What you do want to be conscious of though is keeping your spine nice and straight here. So you can flutter your knees up and down, and it doesn't matter how close your feet are to your body. So if you want to move them out a little bit, if that's more comfortable for you and you can get your spine straighter that way, then that's where you need to be today. So taking a few seconds here, we're just going to flutter our knees. All right. So then we're going to come into our next posture. So just straightening out your legs as much as you can. We're going to come into our seated forward fold. So if this, just sitting up nice and straight with your legs straight, is stretching your hamstrings and giving you what you need from this stretch, stay here. If you want to test yourself a little bit, you can walk your hands forward on your legs, maybe trying to grab a hold of your feet. Same thing here though, it's really important to keep your spine nice and straight. If your knees bend a little bit, that's okay. So we're going to hold on to that for a count of 5. Make sure you're breathing and holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can slowly walk your hands back up. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is actually grab a hold of our knees. We're just gonna do some rocks back and forth. So just rolling. This is gonna massage our spine. It's also gonna stretch out our back and our hips. Once you're comfortable, you're gonna lay all the way back, knees in the air, and then you're gonna lay all the way back, knees in the air. We're gonna cross our right ankle over top of our left knee. Then you're going to reach through and grab a hold of your left leg. What that's going to do is it's going to give you a nice stretch on the right hip. You can pull your leg a little bit closer if you need more. You'll feel that stretch on the outside of your right hip as well as maybe in your glute region. If you need a little bit more from this, you can also push open that right knee. We're going to hold this for a count of 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can slowly release. Same thing on the other side. So crossing the left leg over the right. Taking our deep yoga breaths here. We're going to count to 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release down. All right, so uncrossing those legs. We're going to do something called supine twists. They're called this because we're laying on our back and we're twisting. So straightening out the left leg, your right knee is going to come over to the left side. Your arms can come out in a T to kind of support your body weight. You're going to feel just a really nice, gentle stretch on the spine. This is something that you can do if you have back pain, if you have sore back or back injuries, because it's a very gentle stretch. A lot of people will do this before bedtime or after they wake up in the morning. So you can take however long you would like in this posture because it's a really nice one. But I'm just going to do a count of 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your knee back up. We're going to switch legs now. Left knee comes up, right leg straightens out. Hands are out to the sides again, and the left knee is going to come over to the right side this time. I'm going to hold this for a count of 5. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you can gently release, coming back up to center. So we're gonna do our final posture of today's class, which is also everybody's favorite posture. It's called Shavasana. So laying on our back with your legs spread however you want, hands fall however you want. We're gonna close our eyes and just reflect on everything that we've done in today's practice, everything that we've learned, and be grateful for what we're capable of doing. Be grateful for our health, and be grateful and thankful for the time that we took today to do something for ourselves. Closing your eyes and taking some deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. And just take a few moments to relax and wrap up today's practice. You're going to roll onto your right side and slowly come up to seated. So pushing yourself up very slowly. I always end my practices the same place that I began. So sitting cross-legged, your spine nice and straight and eyes closed. We're going to end today's practice by inhaling, raising our arms up. Palms come together at the top. Exhale your hands to your third eye. And exhale your hands to your heart. We'll bow our heads. Namaste. Yoga is good for everybody, no matter what your skill level is, no matter how active you are in your everyday life. You can do it anywhere. As long as you have space that you can reach your arms and your legs out, you should be okay. Just kind of push your couch aside, push your table aside, and just create, as long as it fits your mat, you should be able to do yoga. Once again, that makes it really accessible for all different types of people. So I think yoga is a very holistic approach to wellness. It's not just about being flexible and being strong. It's also about the connection that we're creating between our mind and our body. When we are doing postures that are maybe stretching our hamstrings or stretching our back, and we're taking these deep inhales and exhales, what we're actually doing is releasing a lot of pent-up energy that's in our body, and that will help release the energy that's within our mind. And so it helps you feel a lot more relaxed, more in tune with yourself, in touch with yourself. It makes you realize that it's really important to take a second and just kind of release everything.